Happy September! It is time to do my August wrap-up. I did really well this month. I read so many books, it's kind of crazy. But let's get started because it's already going to be a ridiculously long video. The first book I read in August was Landline by Rainbow Rowell. I was super excited to read this book because I'd heard so many amazing things about it and people were right. This book is so good. I loved it so much. It's about a woman who is kind of estranged from her husband. They're kind of drifting away from each other, and when her husband and her children go away for the holidays, she goes to stay with her mom and calls him on a landline, on a yellow landline, but she doesn't reach her actual husband. She reaches him like 10 years ago, I think. Don't quote me on that, I don't know. But she does essentially reach a past version of himself back when they were still young and in love and all that kind of thing, and it's just basically her trying to fix her marriage with help of past husband that doesn't know she's calling from the future. It's kind of confusing, but you have to read it. It's really great. It's just such a sweet story, and it's like really interesting and really relatable. I think despite the fact that I'm not married, I can sort of relate to this because it's just written in a way where you're like, I buy into that, you know? It's just super sweet, and you have to check it out. The next two books I read were The Archived and The Unbound by Victoria Schwab. I'm not going to say too much about these because I actually did a review video on both of these books, so I'm going to link that down below, but spoiler alert, I really enjoyed them, and I want book 3 like right now, okay? Okay. Same goes for the next 3 books I read because I also filmed a review for those, and it's Fat Cat by Robin Brand, The Song Will Save Your Life by Leila Sales, and Bunheads by Sophie Flack. I did a kind of contemporary mashup review video for all 3 of these, so if you want to hear my thoughts on any of them, also linked down below. And because this was the month of review videos, I also reviewed the next 3 books. I haven't put the video up yet, but it will be up very soon, so just sit tight. But I did review Such a Rush by Jennifer Eccles, Eleanor Park by Rainbow Rowell, and Every You, Every Me by David Levithan. Because I read so much contemporary and I had so many thoughts on all of them, so they needed to be expressed in a like lengthy manner. So yeah, all of those videos will be linked below, and also the last one as soon as it's up. After all that contemporary, I read Mad Apple by Christina Meldrum. This is a really weird book. It's about a girl who lives with her mother, and then her mother passes away and she gets put on trial for her murder, and then she like runs away to her cousin and aunt, I think, and then they die, and it's just a whole crazy story, and that's just like scraping the very surface. This book is super fucked up. Like, it deals with really tough issues. It's very critical on things like religion, and it just deals with a lot of also philosophy and psychology, and botany has a large part in it, and it's also courtroom drama, and it's just all kinds of things like mashed together, and it's really good. I really enjoyed it, but this is a very heavy book, I'm not gonna lie. It's very, like, doesn't really put you in a good mood at all. As I said, it deals with a lot of darker issues, and so that's not always fun to read about, but I definitely do recommend it if you want to read something that's not super happy-go-lucky like most other YA books. Because, as I said, that book was quite heavy, I needed to read something a little bit lighter after that, and so I picked up Incarnated by Jodi Meadows. I had wanted to read this book for a while. I know that the 3rd book in this trilogy just came out, and now I really want to read it because I really enjoyed this. It was so much fun. I read it in like a day or 2, I think. I just blasted through it. It's super well paced. It's just so enjoyable and super funny, and I just adored it 100%. If you didn't know what this was about, it's about a world where there are souls basically that are constantly being reincarnated. I think there's 1 million souls exactly. And this book is about Anna, who is a new soul. So just before she was born, one of the 1 million souls disappeared and like died and didn't get reincarnated, and Anna appeared instead, and so she's kind of an outcast. Everybody obviously knows about her. Like, people view her as weird, and like she took someone else's place, and she doesn't really have an easy life at all. And then she travels to the capital of their world to try and figure out what actually happened there, why the soul that she was born instead disappeared, and where she came from from and stuff like that, and obviously she runs into a guy, and it's just awesome. It's so much fun. I really want to read the sequels now because I love this book a lot. After Incarnate, I read Mind Games by Kirsten White. This is quite a short book. As you can see, I was really surprised by that because usually like YA books are so long. It's just all of the pages. But this was surprisingly short and also surprisingly good. I really enjoyed this book as well. This is about two sisters, Annie and Fia. Annie is blind, but she can sometimes see the future, so she has visions and stuff like that. And Fia has a really good instinct. So her instinct is basically her power, and she can, like, you know, like if she follows her instinct, she's always right. Both of them are basically being kept prisoner by a company that posed as a school for them when they were younger, and now they have to work for them, or Fia has to work for them and do like assassinations and stuff for them, and they can't get away because if one of them escapes, the other will die, and obviously because they're sisters, they don't want the other person to die, and so they're kind of stuck in there and just prisoners. But everything changes when Fia refuses to kill a guy that she was supposed to kill, and it just unravels this whole web of stuff, and it's just a really cool story. I enjoyed it a whole lot. I really liked Fia as a protagonist. I wasn't too into Annie because she's kind of the weaker one, and I'm always more on board with the kick-ass person, but I just really loved it. I liked James as a character a whole lot. He's the son of the boss of this company, because he's such a complex character. I think like even in such a short book you can tell that he's not black and white character, he's like somewhere in between, and it's really interesting, and I just really enjoyed this book, and I think you should read it too. Also in August, I discovered my new favorite fantasy book ever. Oh, it's so good. Oh my god. And I'm obviously talking about Stolen Songbird by Danielle L. Jensen. This book is so fantastic. It is just, oh my god, my baby. I did a book talk on this as well. I'll also link below. You should definitely go and check it out because this book is so good. So good. No, we're not done yet. I was not done reading, so we're not done filming either. Ender's Game by Orson Scott Card is next. Obviously, I think everybody knows about this. This is about Ender who's being trained to fight against an alien invasion, and it's really good. Oh, I haven't seen the movie yet, but I'm hoping it's just as good as the book because it's so good. The plot twist at the end I thought was just too obvious though. Like, there was too much leading up to it where I was just like, okay, no, I don't know. I know what you're doing here. You can't fool me. So I was kind of disappointed, but at the end of the day, it was still an awesome book. It had a lot of atmosphere, and it let you like really feel for the characters, especially for Ender. I was just like, oh my god, he's a child. He's like really young when he's being torn away from his family and forced to go into outer space to train to become a commander of ships very soon. I'm like, oh my god, seriously. The things they do to him, it's just, I pity him so much. But the book is fantastic, and if you're even remotely into sci-fi, go and check it out. I'm not too big on sci-fi myself, but I thought this book was fantastic, and everybody should read it. For real. The second to last book I read in August was Grave Mercy by Robin Lefevers. This is the first book in the Hemisphere Assassin trilogy, I think. I think book 3 is coming out this fall, if I remember correctly. But I'm actually not too interested in the sequels because while I did enjoy this book a whole lot, I thought I might not need any more. I don't know. This book is about a girl who escapes from an arranged marriage into the convent of the Saint of Death because apparently she's one of his daughters or something like that, and all the women there are his daughters, and they're being trained to become assassins, and it's just really awesome. It's like nuns who are also assassins, and I'm just so on board with that. I can't even tell you. It's super cool. It's very feminist. This entire book is like written in a very feminist note because women are like the powerful ones, and that's kind of cool for a change. After training there for a few years, she's sent on an assignment to the court to pose as a courtesan of a like famous royal person there, and she has to figure out like if there's anyone plotting against the Duchess and what their like plans are essentially, and it's obviously there's a love story involved, and it's just really cool. I really enjoyed this, but The thing is, this book is ultimate fast food. You can tell that apart from the very beginning where I had high hopes for this book because it started off quite well and quite like nicely put together and dealing with a lot of darker themes. Later on it becomes clear the book just sort of lacks substance. Like there is a spark of a good idea and it's almost well executed, but there's just not enough there to actually warrant being like a outstanding book at all. So I don't really want to pick up the sequel. I thought the characters were not as well developed as I would have liked, especially Gabriel. He has like no personality to speak of. That's kind of sad. He's like the ultimate Mary Sue, like a male Mary Sue. It sucks kind of. It's sort of ugh, no. Please try to give your male YA lead some sort of personality. Thank you, sincerely all of the readers. And the last book I finished in the wee hours of September the 1st, but I'm still counting it because you can't stop me, and it's Kiss of Deception by Mary Pearson. And yes, I finally jumped on the train and followed the hype and read this book. And oh my god, why is it so good? I kind of wanted to hate this book because then I wouldn't be in a situation where I have to just cry every day for a year until the sequel comes out. I don't think I need to tell you what this is about. Just really quickly, girl supposed to marry prince, escapes, hides away. The prince and an assassin come after her and she starts this like triangle romance. It's not really a triangle romance, but sort of, yeah it is actually. And we don't know who the prince and the assassin is. But maybe we do because the clues are so obvious. Sorry, but I thought there was going to be a bigger mystery in who was going to be who. I'm not unhappy with the outcome at all because if it had been the other way around, I'd have been so mad. Oh my god. I thought this book was really fantastic, so much fun to read. I love the main character. She is just fierce. She is so super cool. Like, I'm so on board with her. Oh my god. Yes. Power. Woman power. Totally a word. Especially about halfway through the book, the story really picks up and we get so much development, especially on Princess Leah's part, and she's just so amazing and kick-ass, and I love the scene where she's just like, I'm gonna bury them. You can't make me not bury them. And then it's just so epic. Oh my god, I want the sequel now. Please. Puppy dog face and eyes and everything. Why does this never work on anybody? So that's it for my kind of way too long August wrap up. I'm hoping September will be just as good of a reading month. I trust it will be because A, I haven't gotten any more friends than I did last month, and B, I still have holidays because my school doesn't start until the 1st of October. So yeah, that was it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you soon and have a lovely week. Bye!